Thank you very much, Madam Chairwoman, for having this hearing today. And let me thank all of the witnesses for being here and for your testimony. I have several questions I'm going to try to get through, and a couple of them I'm just going to ask you to go down the road and say yes, no, or I don't know, or what you think. But let me start with the first question because in Ohio, the great state that I represent, Ohio debt collection is a problem. Ms. Kunoff, according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's complaint database, debt collection was the topic most complained about by Ohioans. Over 16,000 complaints. More than 1/3 of these complaints directly address the issue of attempting to collect debt that was not owed. Is there anything that you know of in CFPB's debt collection rule that attempts to address this issue? Because it's the number one issue that consumers are having in the state of Ohio.
Thank you for your question. I think that one concern about the proposed rule is, as originally outlined in 2016, the CFPB had a large section about what was called substantiation of information, making sure that debt collectors had the documentation to know that they were approaching the right person about the right amount, and that is not part of this proposal that's before us now with the proposed rule.
Okay, thank you. Reverend Gould, in your testimony, you stated that the comment letter by the Faith and Credit Roundtable submitted to the Consumer Bureau regarding their debt collection rule urged them to ban collections on time-barred zombie debts in and out of court. Can you explain why your organization believes this is necessary to adequately protect our consumers?
Yes, in most states, zombie laws, there were actually zombie laws, and so this collection of debts, like in the state of Missouri, that are older than 10 years, should already be illegal. And so the lack of protection around that actually opens up people who are already very vulnerable to actually sometimes have to pay something they don't even know about. I went to college in 1982. My father died when I was 17 years old. About 5 years ago, I needed a transcript and was not able to get it because the school said that I owed tuition. My mother is now also deceased, 10 years next month. My parents paid for my education at that point. So I had no way of defending that bill. I'd never received anything from Southern Illinois University and literally could not get this transcript until a couple of years ago when somebody actually said it was a mistake. And so, but after me going to get my transcript, they started to send me a bill every month that I had no way to defend because the people who were responsible for paying it 30 years ago were deceased.
Okay, thank you. The next question will start with you, Professor Jimenez. Under Section 813 of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, if a consumer can prove a violation, they're eligible to be awarded $1,000 in damages over and above what the consumer receives for actual damages. Do you know if this $1,000 cap has ever been updated since the FDCPA made it a rule in 1978?
It has not.
Okay. So now let me ask you this, and we'll just go yes and no down the road, and we'll start with you, Mr. Chopra. Do you believe this $1,000 cap sufficiently disincentivizes debt collectors from engaging in this type of behavior we too often frequently see? Is this enough?
Absent indexing to inflation, just like all civil penalties as well in the government, it may not provide that deterrent effect.
Okay. Yes, no.
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 Keep going. You're next. Yes or no?
I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of deterrent value.
So $1,000 is enough in your mind?
I think
for it
it's
to be
enough.
capped at that?
Yeah.
Since 1978?
I think, well, plaintiffs' attorneys are asking for a lot more than that.
But it's a yes or no? We know it's 1978. We know it's not been.
You could index it, and plaintiffs' attorneys.
So that would be yes. That would be a no. Is that correct?
No.
Okay. Mr. Bernard?
The answer is yes, because of the other remedies that are available under the statute.
But
We
do you
must
think
not-
there's a difference between actual damages and punitive damages?
There
Well, that's
is-
not the same.
Thank you, Representative. There is a difference, yes, and the
Okay,
statute
I'm sorry, my
allows-
time is up.
Thank you.